Hello, everyone. Namaste. And today, I don't know how much yoga we'll end up doing because Mona, my dog, is in a very playful mood and she wants to play fetch every second. That's rare for her. She's 10 years old, so she doesn't behave like a puppy usually. But today, for some reason, she wants to put on a show for you all. So we will enjoy that in between yoga. Let's call it puppy or doggy yoga today, and we will do some good moves that remind us to keep our spine flexible, like Mona. She's always stretching with me when I do yoga, especially in the morning. As soon as I get up, I do 20 minutes to half an hour of yoga before I do anything else. So I highly recommend that before you start your day, to get it all going, to get your flexibility, get your meditation, breathing exercises, all of that done. And then you have such a great day because you already started it off on a good footing. I'm also going to Italy. So I was learning all these interesting hand gestures. So I'm going to practice that in my class today, just like the Italians do things. And I think it's good to use our hands and get them involved in our conversation. So sometimes with our facial expressions and with our hands, we are able to give a lot more information and involvement from whoever we are talking to, whether it's on the internet with you or face to face. Involving our face, our hands, while we are talking is a good idea. It seems like we are involved and concerned about the other person, or angry with the other person, or want to get to know the person better. We should use our hands. There is a lot of hand movements and positions that we use in yoga, which we call mudras. And we will use the mudras today also in our class. So we can use different fingers and wrist positions, and just kind of pay attention to that, to your hands. We kind of like forget them, but they're very important and they give us a lot of help. Also, I will be posting a YouTube video on carpal tunnel syndrome that Dr. Kaplan, one of our pain management physicians, made this week. So if you want to see our video, you go to our YouTube channel, Millennium Medical and Rehab. There are many other videos for exercise during pregnancy, or good posture, or even these yoga videos. Some of them, when I used to record them, they are all on our YouTube channel. So I'm trying to enhance our YouTube channel so patients can see the videos and do the exercises that are recommended for their different ailments that they have with their body. So as usual, we will start off in a nice, comfortable position, whatever that might be for you. Today, I am going to sit crisscross, and this is called Sukhasana, and Sukh means peaceful pose. So just, get yourself all situated, fix your hair the way you want it so you don't get fidgety later on. Get yourself nice and warm. And then shut your eyes and without further ado, and Mona, don't disturb me while I am doing my meditation. Just lower your eyelids or shut them and use this hand position as a mudra. You put your right hand on top of your left hand and connect your two thumbs at the tips together and rest that portion on your crisscross legs, and then just breathe. Just feel relaxed, just make any movements you need to do initially to get into that relaxed place. where you don't have to fidget around too much. Once you are in this position, it's better not to fidget because you're trying to just take inventory of your body. And if you're fidgeting around, then you aren't able to focus on, oh, what's going on with my eyes or my ears or my lips or my neck. Just go from head to toe, just getting to know your body. Do you have any pain anywhere? Do you have any, you know, any kind of tightness in any of your body parts? Just make a mental note of that. Are you having difficulty breathing? Or you can feel your intestines rumbling because you haven't had breakfast still, or your one right buttock or the left buttock is like tight, or, you know, whatever you're feeling, you know, you're feeling weak in your knees, just whatever you're feeling, just make a mental note of it to deal with it later. And I can feel Mona's nose at my toe, and I think she's brought a toy for me, which she has placed on my feet, which is very sweet of you, Mona, but I'm not supposed to fidget around anymore. And you'll just have to wait for me to throw your toy for you. So this is going to be an interesting meditation session. Usually she knows when I'm doing yoga that she does her own stretches. But today, for some reason, like I said, she's in a very playful mood. It's just good for a 10-year-old dog, I guess. Breathe, take in a deep breath, and let it out. Take another deep breath, and let it out. Take another deep breath, let it out. So now we've cleared our lungs of all stale breath that has been sitting around all night or maybe for a month. We've cleared our lungs of that stale air. Sometimes we just have to clean the refrigerator, and sometimes we just have to clean our lungs out by taking these deep breaths and cleaning out all the junk that's there. And once we've cleaned out, we feel so much happier, especially when you clean out the refrigerator. Smells good, and you get to have fresh food. Now just take normal breaths and focus with your eyes on another eye that you see far away. Yes, I know this is going to be interesting meditation, but like I always say, there's always going to be disturbing sounds all around us, and we have to be within ourselves with everything that's going around us. We have to be peaceful, even in the midst of noise and excitement. Even when Mona is in this feisty mood, I still have to focus on that eye that I was talking about. Because I was going to Italy and I'm reading a lot about Leonardo da Vinci and all the great Renaissance painters, he focused a lot on the eye. I felt, you know, how the eye was gazing, whether the portrait of Jesus was looking down, and what was he focused on. And so keeping that in mind, use an eye to create in your mind's eye and just focus on that eye. Maybe a drawing, maybe a real eye, maybe the eye is blinking, maybe the eye is stable. And in the eye, there is the brown part, which is called the iris, or it can be blue for some people or black. And then in the middle of that iris is a small dot that is called the pupil. I want you to focus on the pupil, which resides in the iris, which resides in the eye. So I want you to focus on the pupil. Now, interestingly, the pupil can enlarge or constrict in the presence of light or darkness or medications or alcohol or surprise. It's not something that is constant size. So depending on what the eye needs to focus on, the pupil allows light to enter or constricts it when it doesn't need that much. So that's why sometimes when you go to the doctors, they are putting medications in your eyes, they are dilating the pupil. So they can see at the back of the eye. So I want you to just focus on the pupil of the eye. Imagine it constricting or enlarging. And then you see that pupil in the eye is getting so big that you can actually walk into the pupil of the eye. It could be dark in there or it could be light in there, depending on the pupil. So you walk in there and you can imagine whatever you want to imagine. If you want to imagine light in there, you can imagine that. If you want to imagine darkness in there, you can imagine that. It's in your control. You have just walked in to the pupil of an eye. It can make you happy, it can make you sad, and or it can give you no emotions because you've never really walked into the pupil of the eye. Then you're breathing, even as you're walking, and you're focused on the eye that you just walked into. Because you're imagining for yourself, I cannot tell you what to see. You have to see for yourself whatever you see in your mind's eye. Hopefully it's something interesting and not something mundane like things you have to do. Hopefully you're seeing something very, very interesting, beautiful, full of light and energy. I hope you're seeing that. Because that is going to give you so much strength to go on for the rest of the day. So as you're walking, you're getting all this light that's surrounding you. And that is the energy that you're going to receive today when you do the yoga and go on with your day to day. Keep walking and experiencing whatever you want to experience around you. They say that everything you need is already inside you. You just have to know how to find it. Whether it's healing, whether it's happiness, whether it's light, everything is already in you. Everything that we get upset about that is external, but all your happiness, your sadness, everything is already in you. If you want to seek out happiness, it is in you. If you want to seek out sadness, it's also in you. Why don't we choose to find those happy parts that are within us? Why don't we find the parts that give us strength? Enjoy your walk, whether it's walking through the woods or walking on the beach or walking through Italy. Enjoy your walk in your mind's eye. I can already feel my facial muscles relax, my lips relax, my neck and shoulders, as I am doing this walk that is so exciting for me. I can feel all my body parts fully relaxed and enjoying every part of this journey. We are now going to slowly open our eyes and enjoy what we see first with our eyes. It's the most exciting thing. When we open our eyes, when we've shut it for a while, what we will see. I was hoping to see Mona, but she is not in my eye. She is sitting by herself watching bird TV. I call that when she sits at the door watching the birds. It's bird TV. So I feel super relaxed and very happy to join you on this episode of Chair Yoga on the first Sunday of every month. And I've been able to do it in January and February, and I'm going to be able to join you in March. And then April, I go to Italy. So, as is customary for me, I always start with the head and neck because it houses the most important part of our body, which is the brain. And I want to keep that functional for the rest of my life. So we are going to do some neck movements because a lot of nerves pass through our neck down to our whole body. And so I feel like if I keep my neck in good working order, it's definitely going to support my whole body and my brain. So we are just going to take our chin towards our shoulder to the right and feel the stretch here in the muscles. Breathe, and then use your right hand if you have put your chin on the right side, and then extend your hand and then just make slight movements with the fingers. Remember, I was going to focus a lot on fingers and hands. So I'm adding this little bit with our neck stretching today. So breathe through this. Try to bring your ear to the shoulder, not moving shoulder to ear. And keep moving that right hand, fingers, a little bit at a time, just like you're playing piano, like you're playing Vivaldi. Everything Italian for me for the next 2 months. And then gently bring this head to the center. And then we are going to do the same thing. Bring our left ear to our left shoulder. Gently, as far as you can take it. And then hold it there. I feel tightness in my neck as well. And then I'm going to extend out my left hand and then just make gentle, small movements like I'm playing the piano on my left hand, while my right hand remains stable in my lap. Feel it, bring your left ear to left shoulder, not left shoulder to left ear. Bring the left ear to left shoulder. So you will feel a nice stretch on your right-sided neck muscles. Hold it there, but breathe at the same time. It is an intense movement, and also for your hands, it is quite intense. Then bring it slowly back to center, and then I want to give my shoulders a little bit of stretching. So I'm going to take both my shoulders and go in anti-clockwise and then clockwise a few times. This is opening up my shoulders that were being used to do my little hand movements. Now, going back to the neck, we are going to take our eyes and move it to the right, and then our neck comes along with it. Hold it there, breathe. And you can use your right hand and put it on the left side of your forehead, and then use your head to kind of push against your hand. It's going to make your neck muscles even more stronger. Then do the same thing on left side. Take your eyes first and bring it to left shoulder, and then use your left hand, put it on the right side of your face, and then push your head back. At the same time, you're trying to push with your head to your hand. So there's an opposing movements going on, which creates a nice stretch for the neck muscles. Hold it there, but continue to breathe. Okay. Now we bring it back to center, and then we do another movement with our neck, which is bring our neck back, our neck back. So it's a very small movement, and you can use your hand on your chin to kind of push it back, but at the same time, your chin is pushing it forward. So your hand is pushing it back and your chin is pushing it forward. It's kind of hard to speak in this position, but you know what I'm saying. So do this motion back and forward, but not very much forward, just a little. It's a very subtle movement. Like 10 times. For movements to be effective, they don't have to be like humongous movements. Even small movements can be very helpful. So we are going to make a small movement. You take both your hands and your index fingers pointing at your temples. So hold it up, and then with your eye and your head moving to the left, then bring it to center, then take it to right. But your eyes should be moving with your neck. So you're trying to look at your finger while you're doing this. This is going to improve your peripheral vision. It's also going to help your neck musculature. And this is a very common move in one of our South Indian dances. They use a lot of eye movements and gestures like this to give expression to the face. So you do these neck muscles, and then now we are going to do like a rotatory motion. You can start with a big circle, going to the right first, and then to the left. Do it as slowly as you can. You can do it 5 or 10 times, whatever you want to do, and as slowly, or don't do it fast. And then you can do it the other side, the same revolving motion, gently rotating it all over, always thinking about your neck to be in good hygiene, neck hygiene. So much cell phone use, computer use. I even have 20-year-olds with neck and back problems. Too many video games. Now we'll do the rotating movement, and we will go in a small circle, then to a large circle. So we start with our nose and our eyes, like taking our nose, like small, making like small circles with our nose, getting larger and larger. Mona is wondering, who am I talking to? He always wants to know. Who is at the door? Who am I talking to? And then she's all confused. I'm talking to the computer. These humans are very strange indeed. Now, with the same nose, we are going, if you went in the right direction first, then do it in the left direction, making bigger and bigger circles. See, she has come to check out computer. She is in a feisty mood today. Yes, Mona. All right. So now we are going to use another technique to just pull at our, not pull, but really gently use our right hand on the left side of our head. And then just extend our left hand and then just feel the stretch. You can do a little massage on your hair and scalp area while you're doing this. It feels so good. And then do the same thing on the other side. Feeling so good. Then bring to center. Now we're going to use our left hand to just stretch out our tricep muscles on the right side using our left hand. Breathe through all of this. Then use your right hand to do it to your left. And then breathe. And then you can bring your left hand to left elbow, right hand to right elbow, and you are in this square. Your head is in this square, and our body is like geometric forms. So our head is in this square, and then we are going to bend down and just rest our chest on our legs. Then we bring up again, we breathe in, and then let go, breathe out. Breathe in, let out. Breathe in. As we go down, we let out our breath. Rest our chest on the legs. Then bring out. Yes, Puppy. Come here, sweetie puppy. Mona. And then you can just do some shoulder rolls as you get ready for the next pose. You're going to put your arms out. Your hands and fingers are not loosey-goosey. They are stretched out and actively using. Think of two threads pulling your middle finger from two sides of the room. Think of that. That's how taut this needs to be. And those who are able to can just get off the couch a little bit and just stand and do the chair pose. So strong, so healthy, so good for you. Bring into Namaste, touch your forehead, your mind's eye, and then your heart. And then open your hands in this fashion, no loosey-goosey hands, nice and taut, breathing the whole time, taking deep breaths and letting go of the bad, keeping what you like, keeping the good, and keeping your heart pure and ready to receive love and affection and caring. Don't close your heart, keep it open. And close in all that goodness you have by putting one hand on the other. Remember, I told you we were going to focus on the hands, and it is through our movements as we join. We can put the other hand now under the other. Your right hand was on your chest before. You can put your left hand or vice versa. And feel your heart beating, working hard all the time, whether you are awake or asleep, helping you to pump good oxygenated blood all through your body. Let us give thanks to all the organs that work so hard for us all the time, but we never take a moment to thank our own body for all that it does for us. Okay. Let go. And now we are going to make the mudra like this. And we are going to use our wrists to push our hips out in this fashion and use our hands, which are in the mudra, and they're not loosey-goosey, to push against our knees outwards. And our knees are trying to push back our hands to get inside. So there's this pull and tug that's going on. And don't forget to breathe. So many things to do and not to forget to breathe. That's life, right? Yes, so many things to do, but we can't forget to breathe. Because that is one thing that we have control over. We don't have control that we can stop breathing, but we do have control on how we breathe. So we can take deep breaths, or we can take small breaths. We do have control over that. So hold this position. We are holding today much longer than I usually do. And that may result that we cannot do everything, but whatever we do today will be very beneficial for you. So as I said, pushing and pulling. So there's a tug going on in my body. And now I'm really feeling it in my hips. Okay. You can bring it back. And we are going to do our hip because everybody always asks me about hip. So we're going to put our right leg on top of our left leg, but not on the knee joint, just a little bit above the knee joint where our muscles are, not on the patella. And our right foot is not loosey-goosey, it is taut, where my nails are moving towards my legs and I have a nice arch of my foot. And with my right hand, I'm going to just gently, not on the knee, but on my muscular part of my leg, just push it down. And my knee is pushing my hand up. So again, I'm having this push and pull of my muscles as I am doing my movements. So you can relax your left hand on your ankle, but your foot needs to be in this position. Now you must feel something in your right hip to open it up. So you must feel an intense opening. If it's too much, you can let go a little bit of your hand, or it's better if you can feel that intensity. And then you can let go, and you have to be breathing the whole time. And then you can slowly lower your chest towards, as much as you can, towards your leg. Breathing the whole time. Bring it up. Bring your hands down. No loosey-goosey. Do everything with purpose. Do every movement with purpose. Bring your right foot down. Bring your left foot up. And then do the same taut position where your nails or your toes are facing the shin of your leg and pushing. This is very tight, and you have a nice arch of your foot. Then using your left hand, you are going to push against just above your left knee and you're going to feel the intensity of that, where your leg is pushing against your hand and your hand is pushing it down. So there's this tug, pull and tug going on inside, which is helping your hip joint open up. At the same time, you're going to continue to breathe and cleanse and also send good oxygenation down to your hip joint. And after you've done this, about 4 to 7 breaths in this position, then you will bring your hands out and form a prayer hands on top of your head, and then you will slowly descend down, bringing your chest to your legs and holding it there. Then bringing it up, breathing, and letting it go as slowly as possible. So this should have opened your hip joint, and we are going to do another opening of our inner thighs, where you're going to bring the soles of your feet together in this fashion. And you're going to make this diamond shape with your legs. So your bottom, your knees are apart, and then of course my hips are together. So we have a diamond shape. You can do this diamond shape even when you're sitting on the ground or you're lying down. You can put your legs in a diamond shape, and this is really good for your inner thighs. And also it's very good for your ankles, to be able to have movement in your ankles in different directions, so you have less stiffness in your feet. Like we forget our hands, we definitely ignore our feet till somebody brings it to our attention. Having good posture and breathing well, you are in this position, breathing, is holding these postures a little bit longer than we usually do, will help you open up your hip joint and your inner thigh muscles, which are very small muscles and do not get the time of day that they deserve. You can bring it back together, and we can do an opposing movement where we just slide our feet on the floor as far as you can go, keeping our soles of our feet still on the ground. This also causes an intense feeling inside our hip joints. So we are really feeling our hip joints today with the movements and exercises we are doing. And let that be a lesson to you that every time you ask me for the hip exercises, these are exercises that you must do to keep your hip healthy. There's a lot of hip replacement going on, and if you do these things, then you will be in better shape. And we are going to end today because we spent a lot of time doing a lot of exercises in the poses for longer periods of time. So whenever we do poses for longer period of time, we only have so much time, and we are going to finish with not so many poses done, but whatever we did will be hopefully very beneficial for you. It is for me. We are going to do Shavasana to end this wonderful class, and that is a pose where you just be. You close your eyes. You don't have to focus on your breathing. You don't have to focus on your eye. You don't have to focus on anything. You just let go and let everything come together. All the exercises that you did let it all amalgamate to create something beautiful for your body. So let go, and we will meet back in class in about a few minutes while you relax and close your eyes. Okay, now you can open your eyes back up. And namaste. Thank you for joining me for yoga today.